Today we will be talking about e-learning and open source resources. Ever since the birth of the internet, it has been revolutionizing education. Flood of knowledge and wisdom became available. This led to e-learning and eventually open source learning websites. Let's see how it came about. In 1971, Open University opened in England and broadcasted lectures over TV. In 1989, University of Phoenix launched a private, for-profit online school. And in 1993, William Graziadei III created criteria 1, easy to use, 2, portable, 3, replicable, 4, affordable, and in 1999, the term e-learning was coined. And fast forward to 2004, we have the Khan Academy, the most well-known open source learning website. Let's move on to current impacts. First is classroom environment. Currently, open source learning has the potential to change the way education looks and works. Students no longer have to enter a classroom to be taught directly by a teacher. With it, there is no more need for textbooks, and it provides a global classroom in multiple languages. Essentially, it can be used as a resource to flip a classroom so learning begins at home and work is done in class. Second is education ideologies. Using open source learning challenges a number of long-standing education ideologies. The basis of open source technologies like Khan Academy is that of mastery, where a student must fully meet a desired outcome before he or she can move on to the next topic. This medium allows for peer-to-peer learning and collaboration rather than a one-size-fits-all lecture. Lastly, a student can learn at his or her own pace and will be classified by ability level rather than age. Finally, the politics of education. The political impact of Khan Academy is that it provides a universal curriculum decided upon by the organization rather than by a single province or nation. It questions the credibility of an education system to judge the ability levels of students through a standardized test and instead provides real data-based competency certifications. Let's dive in, shall we? Open sources such as the Khan Academy and Code Academy have a stronger focus on linear subjects such as mathematics, chemistry, physics, etc. Your answer is either right or it's wrong. How you get there is basically irrelevant, but you can develop an understanding that works. It becomes trickier when you start teaching subjects such as language arts and social studies through online resources. These subjects require a deeper sort of thinking. It's also very difficult to localize the content. If you're a grade 9 student expected to learn the Alberta curriculum, who controls what is accessible online? Who writes the content? Where is it coming from? And is it biased? It's also important to mention that open resources have flexibility. Resource creators are able to take any concept or topic and teach it how they want. Take openculture.com, for example. They offer a free certificate course on society, science, and survival taught by 4 professors from the University of California. The best part? They analyzed AMC's The Walking Dead to teach this course. How cool is that? They had me at The Walking Dead. This course, if offered as a full credit university course, would spark interest for many. Why? It is an effective and engaging way to teach a course through relatable content. If students are interested and able to relate the course material to something real, or in this case fictional, wouldn't they ultimately become better learners? As you can see here, there's flexibility. There's no set curriculum online, therefore, there are no strict guidelines on how material should be taught. Now let's move on to the pros and cons of open source learning. Let's look at some ideological pros. Students experience real-world situations which allow them to collaborate with others. They're able to learn at their own pace, and learning can take place anywhere. And if you want to learn, you can learn. What about some cons? Students may lack socialization, and it requires a certain intrinsic motivation and ability to self-direct in order to be successful. It could also lead to schools becoming obsolete. Some political pros are that education becomes universal because it is accessible to anyone, especially if offered in multiple languages. Some of the cons, as mentioned earlier, a lack of localized content, potential for corporate influence, and too much access to information for those who may not use it ethically. Finally, we'll talk about economical pros and cons. Some of the pros include free education for everyone and anyone that wants it. There's also a potential for more jobs in website design and tuition decreases. Some of the cons include potentially less jobs for teachers and universities making less money due to a decrease in students. As technology and accessibility to resources continue to evolve, how do we as educators deal with these changes? Should we embrace online self-directed learning or push for in-class teacher-guided learning? Thank you for watching our video on open source learning. Credit goes to Sehun Lee, animator and content creator, Chris Tuck, camera and content creator, and Kirby Fecho, the voice and content creator.